I know a lot of y'all, well, know who I am, and some of you have been through my YouTube videos, and there's, individuals here and there that have actually been to my house, and, anybody, who's been knows me well enough. I mean, well, knows I have, like, plenty of fans, and they're gonna be thinking, well, Sammy, why in the world did you invest in another fan when you got plenty of fans already? Well, this one is an exception. It's antique. It's a Manning Bowman. Yeah, Manning Bowman is a model number. I know some people out there, well, like antiques. I mean, hell, my stepdad Bruce invested in an antique tractor not so long ago. I think it's like an antique John Deere tractor, and since I've been, like, well, like fans my whole life, I thought, well, hell, I'll just, like, invest in an antique fan. And you know what? I thought to myself, yes, I have, enough fans as it is, but if there was somebody, out there who had a yard sale giving away, actually selling maybe a vintage fan from the 80s or below at a cheap price, and I go for it, or somebody, had a vintage fan to give away, I mean, I would take it. But I mean, when would an opportunity for me come like that come up anymore? I don't really, see any well, fans that I'm referring to in this area anymore. I mean, it's like they're becoming more and more rare, so I, like, invested in this one at Goodwill, on the Goodwill website, and shipping, and, well, the actual fan combined with the shipping, I think, was around, $65 or so. But yeah, this, fan right here, kind of makes me nostalgic, because, I used to, see fans still out and about like this one, back when I was a little kid. And when we lived in, Illinois, I forget, I think it was Roscoe. I mean, I know there's Roscoe, Rockford, Rockton. Hard for me to recall because too many R's. Yeah, but in our neighborhood, possibly Roscoe, we lived on Thompson Drive, and there was, I think, Pearl Street there, that was Junction together, and at the end of Pearl Street there was, this old bluish green trailer, and come to find out, the woman that resided in that trailer's name was Laura Porter. Well, I should say name is Laura Porter, it being she may still be around, but, Laura Porter, well, I guess may have been in her 20s at the time. Well, she lived and babysat us as kids, and one day, I mean, when me and Jenica were walking, she let us come in her trailer, and, well, she had fans just like this one set up in her trailer for the ventilation. I was all fascinated with the four-bladed design, and I even, like, well, and the fans weren't turned on. I just, turn the blade by hand just like that, because I was like, so very fascinated. And back whenever we were in a country store with my Uncle Matthew, maybe my grandparents saw a fan like this in the store and did that same thing, because I was like, so, very fascinating. So when, I thought these fans were so unique, four-bladed design and what have you. So I just brought about, my intriguing interest. And all right, here's kind of a look at it close up. There's a grill badge, and I hope y'all can make out the information and better look at, the blades. And here's the base right here. This base right here is heavy, much heavier than the base of a modern day fan, and it has 3 speeds to it. And let me turn it around for a minute. Here's a look at the motor. There's a switch right here. Well, got 1, 2, and 3 for, high, medium, and low. And I think to make this fan will actually oscillate, and I think this knob right here is what you would turn to make it oscillate. When I show this in demonstration, I'll go ahead and try to make it oscillate here. And here's a look at the base from the back, and this thing is in very good condition for its age. It has minimal rust to it, but there's a motor. Now let me show you this running, and it being that this puppy virtually has no finger protection, I'm gonna have to be very careful. And alright, here goes. Noisy as hell for sure. That's high, and here's a paper to demonstrate. Actually puts out a pretty good breeze. Medium. Low. Now I'm going to go ahead and pause the camera and see if that will oscillate. Well, the bad news is I'm not figuring out how to get it to oscillate. The oscillator may be busted, but I tried, turning that, back knob and all that, but at least it works. And it's pretty damn noisy, but I would say maybe it dates back to the it may possibly date back to the 1940s, 1950s, or something like that. And taking that into consideration, it's normal for it to be sounding pretty rough whenever it runs. And I mean, the antique fans I remember as a kid, kind of, have that, same diverse sound to their motor, but this one's really loud. And as old as this thing is, to me, that's normal. And also, it's a wonder, this thing, even still runs, at it being that it may be over about around 60 to 70 years old. It's pretty damn lucky that it still runs to begin with. Some of you may be wondering if I'm going to use this fan. Well, it probably will have like minimal use. Whenever I need to use a fan, it will be one of my modern day fans, which I like. My Hunter fan and all that, which is kind of a vintage replica. I like my fans that are replica of being vintage, but this right here is real vintage, the real thing. Actually, one of the reasons it will have minimal use is because basically it has no protection there. I may use it every once in a while, and if I turn it on, I'll stay away from it because it has minimal protection. And if that metal blade hits your fingers, they will not take too kindly to the impact. So always be extremely careful when handling an antique fan, because no protection, virtually no protection. Hopefully y'all find this fan video more exciting than my previous ones.